证明？你告诉我，写什么？怎么出？我去超市买东西，我去单位出什么证明？你告诉我。
我告诉你，
啊，
不要支支吾吾的讲话。
你说嘛。
啊，
你说。
把你那个放下了，我这样告诉你。
你说，我这全部人都见证一下。开来小区啊，我在开来小区住着呢。我现在出去超市买东西，你不让我出啊？我出。
让你出去了。叫你出去了。
你告诉我。
回来以后，你看看你单位的证明。
我去哪儿开？我单位是，我去超市买东西，我去什么单位呢？我现在不上班，现在
不上班就不要出去了，出去不，如果出去就不叫你回来了。
我去超市买东西，你不让我回家？
啊，你回来带回病菌了怎么样？
你怎么证明我带回病菌了？我去超市买东西带什么病菌呢？
谁知道你出去能带回病菌了还不能？
你怎么就不让我出门买东西了？哪儿规定的？你。
起来了
哦，进去了，看到没有？
他们
哇，太可怕了！可是他们生病了。
所以他们要去哪里？他们被抓起来了。要求花拐啊！妈妈，我真的好想你。想你的拐，妈妈给他打怪兽来，乖宝。不要让病毒占用了，走，妈妈的回去了啊！妈妈，不要求花拐啊！妈妈这场打赢了，妈妈一定回去好好陪你啊！
晚上他医院汽车给我们二老接过来了，到给他那个尸体送殡仪馆去了，完了回来在医院处理我儿子的遗物呢，没有见到，就在医院治疗到抢救我们都没看见。谢谢你们大家的关爱，现在只能说感谢你们社会各界对他的支持，对他的厚爱。20多天以前他的病情基本是稳定的，也能下床还能吃饭，这都突然间这2天就恶化，就这样了。
對警察的時候，他很害怕，擔心影響前途，承認自己是造謠，寫下了明白2個字。如果疫情沒有爆發，他也不會再多說1個字。其實他也沒有向公眾大喊危險，只是偷偷告訴他的朋友和親人，讓他們小心，讓他們要注意。但為什麼我們都傷心？因為這就是我們自己啊！我們面對強權會屈服，害怕警察走上門，不想做什麼英雄，但卻希望能保護身邊的人。這才是最讓人心痛的地方。他不是英雄，但他很真實。他就是芸芸眾生中那個沒那麼偉大，但默默善良的一個普通人。所以當他逃不過命運的擺佈，我們才會更傷心。
加大传播真相的力度，我们要拯救在水深火热的湖北的武汉的同胞们，我们要再把国内的 所有有关疫情的真实声音发到国际上来，做好准备，没有共产党的新中国的以后什么样？
弄上车了，弄上车了。
车厢里密封了是吧？
不是密封的。
不是，我说不让他在车厢里面。
不是，他不可能跟别人一块儿。他罚了他没问题。
真的坐在车里。
给他带快点的。来，咱们去带。开我去了。东方，到处对，东方。好。
是湖北武汉籍的游客，我们是21号封城前带孩子来广州去那个长隆玩是吧？然后在广州住了4天以后转到这个酒店，因为当时已经回不了武汉了。这个是我们2月4号的时候拿到的解除医学的告知书。你看，我们已经是医学隔离了14天，并且配合当地的街道是吧？都已经就是配合得很好。然后他给我们发了这个解除观察的告知书，你看一下啊，我们在这个酒店从20多号住到今天，他不给我们续房，他的理由没有任何理由，就因为我们是湖北籍的游客。我带着4岁的孩子，对吧？从早上到现在一直让我们在大厅逗留，然后就是也不给我们解决这个问题，街道 这边的同志过来给他们说，国家有这相关的文件说，对于我们这种隔离期外已经超过14天的人，是可以选择在任何酒店居住的。我们也打了广州市市政府的热线，得到的是相应的一样的一个反馈。那刚刚民警这边也来了，对吧？我们的行李被他们关在房间里面，然后他这边的话是不允许我们进房拿我们的行李，然后也不给我们续房，我们就从早上耗到了现在。然后对于我们这一种在外就是已经逗留了很长时间，超过14天的人，如果酒店不给我们住，然后我们武汉也回不了，不知道应该怎么样解决。另外那个超过14天的，他让我们去指定的酒店，你说我带着一个4岁的孩子，我能去指定的酒店吗？那个都是还在观察中的，对吧？那是不是会增加孩子的一个风险？我这边就希望大家给我转发一下。早上这个酒店的姓梁的总经理啊，我待会会有视频发过来，他是自称这个是属于机关管啊，说有后台，好吧？我待会把相应的视频给你们发一下，你们帮我求转发，好吧？朋友圈、微信、抖音，好吧？微博这边能怎么转怎么转，就谢谢大家，好吧？
加大传播真相的力度，我们要拯救在水深火热的湖北的武汉的同胞们，我们要再把国内的所有有关疫情的真实声音发到国际上来，做好准备，没有共产党的新中国的以后什么样
？This is the official launch of the International Religious Freedom Alliance, an alliance of like-minded partners who treasure and fight for international religious freedom for every human being. We've built momentum for this important ever since I announced our intent to create it at the Second Ministerial to Advance Religious Freedom, which was hosted in this building this past July. President Trump further described our vision for the alliance at the United Nations now almost 5 months ago, the first ever religious freedom event hosted by an American president at the United Nations. I know many of you joined us that day. Defending the right of all people to live their lives according to their conscience is one of this administration's top priorities. I just returned from a trip to Eastern Europe and Central Asia. I met with leaders from the Orthodox Church of Ukraine who are fighting to worship freely without interference from Russian government. In Kazakhstan, I met with the families of ethnic Kazakhs detained by Chinese Communist Party in Xinjiang. I urged leaders in Belarus and Uzbekistan to continue their good work in granting greater degrees of religious freedom to their own people. This is a real mission. We're proud to champion this American value, we think a global value, because protecting religious freedom is certainly not exclusively an American priority. Look at the diversity of the other countries, organizations, and networks that are joining us here today. Our mission spans nationalities, political systems, and creeds. Together, we say that freedom of religion or belief is not a Western ideal, but truly the bedrock of societies. That's clear from our Declaration of Principles. It's grounded in the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Every human being has the right to believe in whatever it is they wish, to change their faith or to hold no faith at all. Indeed, we must affirm and fight for that truth now more than ever.
Show of hands, has anybody not finished it yet? The only reason I say this is it's going to get really weird when everybody gets off the plane and you cannot. Because you have to have that in order to leave this airplane.
To take the professional advice of WHO. And British side also agreed with us. They said they will follow the words does not match with the deeds.
Now, the World Health Organization's broad view is that it's not good to close borders. It argues that people will still travel, but they'll start lying about where they've come from, which makes the disease harder to manage. You will, though, hear experts, for instance, the one we're about to hear from in the UK, who are defending the British approach.
Well, I think, quite frankly, it's a bit rich of the Chinese to turn around and say we're overreacting. this is the country that's now got 30,000 people probably that they have confirmed has this. There's probably a big clinical iceberg there where that 30,000 constitutes the tiny tip of that iceberg, and there might be as many as 100,000 people who are currently infected with it, and they've knocked up 2 new hospitals with 1,000 beds in each in about 2 weeks. I'd say that's a pretty forceful reaction to what they must perceive to be a pretty critical threat.
咁可唔可以再向我哋中間呢度咧，再坐近啲啲，讓後面嘅朋友係啦，慢慢，大家都係同事係咪？大家都係會員都。
We're now honored to be joined by Miles Guo, the renowned whistleblower, controversial but renowned whistleblower against the Chinese Communist Party. Now joins us from New York. And Miles, I want to start off, we have incredibly bad news to report. Dr. Li Wing-Lang, the ophthalmologist, the doctor that first reported this and tried to report it to authorities, and was arrested and put in jail for rumor mongering in Wuhan, who was released and praised by the Supreme Court of China, returned to the hospital to work on patients and to help out here, said it was his honor to serve his country. Caught the virus on Saturday, and it was reported on your site, Guo Media and G News, and has now been reported nationwide that Dr. Li has just passed away. Can you walk us through, Miles, the heroism of people like Dr. Li, and also what is going on in Wuhan? The American people, we're trying to get information, but we understand the CCP suppressing it. You see people like Dr. Li, who is a hero, who was put in jail. Can you tell the American people about the heroism of people like Dr. Li and what is exactly going on in Wuhan right now?
China, no hero. Hero must be done. But this is not a disaster. It's a disaster since the 2019, December is the 17, not the 30, is the Dr. Li and the Dr. Xie is to make the report for the Wuhan government and the central government. You see, this emergency is very, so bad, very dangerous. They arrest them. But behind the control is the central committee and the police. They arrest the family. Nobody talk about this. These heroes personally, doctor, they do good job. But why is arrested is Dr. Li and Dr. Xie, a doctor, the family, also the friend. So even central committee and Wuhan private governor listen to him, give the truth. This is not go to disaster way. But now I think just everything is beginning, sir. It's more the worse. Thank you, sir.
Miles, talk to us. There's reports in the New York Times and other reports about the Chinese Communist Party now is trying to have their official organs of the Global Times and the People's Daily and the news agency only report positive news. And there's also a big suppression of social media. What is the situation? And look, the reason you're controversial is that, and they say, oh, every time Miles Guo says something, it's just anti-CCP. But if you look back over your record, and one of the reasons I'm very proud to work with you, if you look at what you'd said about H&A, about the huge scandal there, about the death of the chairman, if you look at what you said about Hong Kong, that you understood what was happening in Hong Kong well before people in the West, you understood and knew it was going to be huge and followed it closely. If you look at what you said about Terry Guo and the situation in Taiwan, you were right. Every time you say something, people, the CCP or whatever, come out, oh, Miles Guo's a liar, Miles Guo's this. It turns out, when the information comes out, Miles Guo's got a pretty good track record. Right now, and we've seen this with Dr. Li. He's a hero not just to China, he's a hero to the world. He tried to stop this when it needed to be stopped back in December. Dr. Li gave his life for this. And the Chinese Communist Party has done nothing but suppress this information. And now even the mainstream media, the New York Times, is reporting how they're suppressing social media. They're suppressing, their news agencies are only putting out positive stories like building the quarantine hospitals, which is obviously terrific. But can you tell the American people today what's the real situation in China?
Now, you see this, the question is 3 times talk about the New York Times. It's the newspaper. But very bad, you look at this, over the nearly 2 months, this is the disaster, this is the virus in China that happened. But the West world, all the media, no one is media is early, we can talk the truth. They say medium side. They don't want to make the threat and nervous give the social. But talk the truth. This is very important. Now, it's CCP is really now how can control West world media. So they are don't want the outside people know about this the truth. So seriously, you look at the CCP. Is talking member is year today is dies the 560 people and totally get is the confirmed case is just the 56,000. But it's the current people they say is 180,000. This is totally wrong. As the mortality rate, not 500, 600. Mortality rate in Wuhan. Coronavirus in Wuhan totally is the 49. The 24 hours work, they burn the death of the body. Every day is 1,200. They work at more than 17 days. Only Wuhan. But now they are is in the megapolis. It's currently all of China is 250 million people. How many people really get confirmed case? And this is outbreak. But this is the outbreak in half of China, 200 million people. So I get inside information. Is the truth is 1.5 million people is the not only emotion, is the confirmed case. And the death of the people now is the burned body more than 50,000, not 30,000 to the now. So this is why CCP don't want the West world to know the truth. This is why they are controlled inside the media. 86% inside the social media and official media just talk. This is the case, and the sick is from American CIA, but they don't want to talk how much is the people get the quarantine, how much people confirm the case, and how many people is the emotion, and how many people is death. This is really dangerous. This is why this is not animal to person. This is not a person to person. Just 2 weeks ago, now they see, oh yes, this is a person to person. But then, yes, officially PLA website, they very powerful. They say, oh, this is not from animal to person. This is the farmers behind the control make this, this wireless. But this is from America. So they don't want to talk the point. How many people get, the virus? How many people is mortality rate? How many people is the emotion? How many people get, it's the confirmed case in everywhere. This is the dangerous.
What's the situation in Wuhan? Because even outside here, we see, is this a city is it medical infrastructure starting to collapse? Have they sent the PLA in? What is your best? Because all we're seeing looks like a ghost town, except for the fact we're hearing they're taking over like 11 facilities immediately as quarantine centers. What's the latest you can tell us about what's happening in Wuhan?
But sir, you need to know all the Wuhan area. They have the 530,000 the bed can use to the sick people. Now they create 46,000 bed can help the sick people, and they want to make more than 150,000 bed can help the people. So the totally is nearly 1 million. They say just 50,000 people is the quarantine. Okay, just the maternity rate is just 500 people. Why is the hospital in the Wuhan is 500,000 people? Is no empty. You look there, announced the number totally death with it's the confirmed case, all the 2.1%. Every day, 2.1% people die. Never one more, never one different. Sir, who control these people die all the 2.1%? This is the 5 days. So this is only one reason, one truth. Some people control the truth. The number data is fake. Some of the God control the death of the people. Every day people dies 2.1%. So you look at this, the data is the CCP style. The monopoly behind control every data, every truth. So look at this, this is very important. It's the community center. They know, doctor. No equipment can help the people. The room small inside, they say the sick people cannot open the door. No food, no phone call, no water, cannot go to independent bathroom. How can get you much better? Here, not is help you get better. Here is prepare you go to the burn, you die. So this is why West the world now. How can make the one hospital in the 3 days and 1 week? Doctor here, impossible. This is the propaganda. They have another things. They just want the community center can quickly send the people to burn. This is why all the Wuhan area, 49 area is the burn, the dead body works 24 hours, nearly 4 weeks. This is the truth. The sick, not only about China. The sick, not border of line. The sick is no nationality, no country. They go to everywhere. So there's also American West world get big risk. So America February 2, they make an announcement, stop China, go in China, people go back to America. But the next 13 days, February 18, maybe American go to more people get the sick, go to disaster way. We don't want American and the West world to go back 1920, same as the spring the fall, spring the sick the fall. It's the 500 million people get the sick, and the 100 million people get the death. So this is why CCP #1 take responsibility, give Chinese, give the America, give the West of the world, is the truth, transparency, information. Stop the rallies, go to all the global, kill all the American, all the another country people. This is the #1 reporting. Don't talk to the politics. Xi Jinping is gone. No doubt. Him to go to jail and by kill. No doubt. CCP is gone. It's no future. Even any Americans, everybody think about CCP have another 10 years, another 7 years in China. This is so stupid, impossible.
The American people have been contacting me nonstop. If they want to give medical supplies or donate to China, would that actual supplies and money in that to help the people of Wuhan and other people in central China, is it your belief that it would actually reach those people? How would the CCP let that money and let those resources get to the people of Wuhan? And we got about a minute.
Thank you, sir. This is very kind, but you impossible do this in China. You think it's charity be kind to Chinese people, I really appreciate, but the CCP thinks it's politics. They don't want American make the hero, style in the Chinese. They still think it's political and anti-American. They don't want you so be kind to Chinese. They like Chinese to die, don't want you go to China, make you very positive the image. Impossible, sir. So you very kind things, but you too high out power than America. You want to take care of Chinese. They think you want to kill us. They don't want you get any advantage, good image. American people in China. Now, China people to die. Nobody talk about this. Ever talk America make the trouble. They are still the propaganda. So you cannot do anything about Chinese, sir. Impossible.
Miles, we've got to jump. I want to thank you, and everybody go to G News and to Guo Media to get more access to Miles Guo, the controversial whistleblower who has been absolutely correct on everything he's laid out to date. We'll have to see these new allegations are quite explosive. We'll follow up on them. Miles, I want to thank you very much for joining us today on War Room Pandemic. We'll return tomorrow.
Son visage est devenu un symbole en Chine, celui d'un médecin, lanceur d'alerte, muselé par les autorités. Li Wenliang est mort à 34 ans du coronavirus qu'il tentait de stopper. À Pékin, beaucoup lui rendent hommage.
Je suis très triste. C'était une belle personne, mais qui n'a pas pu vaincre le virus. Et ceux qui sont encore là n'osent pas parler librement.
Le 30 décembre, il avait fait part de son inquiétude au corps médical sur l'émergence d'un virus proche du SRAS. La police l'avait alors forcé à revenir sur ses propos. Sa mort a suscité une vague de réactions sur les réseaux sociaux.
Il a fait preuve de responsabilité envers la société. Il était honnête et digne de confiance. Je pense qu'on devrait tous s'en inspirer.
Face à cette colère, Pékin a réagi en annonçant l'ouverture d'une enquête sur les circonstances du traitement infligé à Li Wenliang. Sur le terrain, les autorités déploient toujours plus de moyens pour endiguer l'épidémie. Le président chinois s'est voulu rassurant. Tout sera fait pour gagner la guerre contre le coronavirus.
Well, tonight, another group of Americans is heading home from the outbreak zone in China. About 250 evacuees will arrive in San Antonio, Texas tomorrow. 70 others are going to Omaha, Nebraska. They'll be quarantined on military bases for 2 weeks, getting checked for that deadly coronavirus. There's also an update tonight about those Americans infected aboard a cruise ship. Ramy Inocencio has the new details.
Tonight, 3 Americans are among 20 passengers who have tested positive for coronavirus on a luxury cruise ship off the coast of Japan. They were seen being escorted off the Diamond Princess cruise liner to be taken to a mainland hospital for treatment. They were among 3,700 passengers on lockdown, some of whom have posted video of what it's like on board. Masked health workers, virtually deserted public spaces. One passenger called the ship a floating luxury prison. Looking at nearly 2 more weeks confined to her cabin, Trudy Clement is unsettled.
Apparently we're going to be allowed out to stretch our legs tomorrow, but we are being supervised when we do that, and we only can go to a certain area of the ship, and we must mask up.
Clement said she feels like an alien.
We look down off the balcony and we see all these people masked, gowned, gloved, and it's just like the people that deliver food to our room. You open the door and you feel like E.T. at the end of the movie.
Meanwhile, 2 newborns, one barely 30 hours old, have been diagnosed with the virus. And here in Hong Kong, another 4,000 people have been quarantined on this ship, the World Dream, over the past 2 days. Now, that's after more than 30 crew members complained of feeling sick. We're waiting on final test results.
side in Yokohama. We are in the second day of a 14-day quarantine. A little while ago, we had the Coast Guard come alongside to take off 10 more passengers, but now we have 20 confirmed infected passengers with the coronavirus. We're no longer on a cruise. You know, all of the luxury of having someone, a steward, come into the cabin, make the bed, put chocolates on the pillow, change the towels, face cloths, clean the bathroom, those days are gone. It's strict confinement to cabin for all passengers. You may be able to see that I'm sitting facing the ocean in the bay. Very, very cold out there, but sunshine is beautiful. The warmth that's coming in is fantastic. Those passengers who are on the inside cabins, they're the ones that I've been expressing most concern for. But the captain has announced that those people on the inside cabins or who have got a window room which doesn't open, they're going to be allowed access onto open deck for exercise and fresh air. Face masks are going to be provided for them. Princess are really rising to the occasion superbly well. You know, the first day in isolation, the supply of food wasn't good. But my God, considering what they had to put up with, it's taken them 24 hours. Now it's superb. You know, we were able to choose what we wanted to eat. So I'm not complaining. We've only had one hot drink today, one hot drink yesterday, but it's not the end of the world. We've got water to drink, and that's what matters.
加大传播真相的力度，我们要拯救在水深火热的湖北的武汉的同胞们，我们要再把国内的所有有关疫情的真实声音发到国际上来，做好准备，没有共产党的新中国的以后什么样？
那截止2月7号。全球共有31530人被确认感染冠状病毒，其中中国大陆地区就占了31213例，共有638人不幸死亡，其中618人是出现在湖北武汉的疫区，然后中国其他省份包括河南和黑龙江各有3例病人死亡。然后香港有1例海外的话就是菲律宾有1人感染病毒死亡，共有1764人被治愈康复。然后从下面的这个统计的数据来看呢，每天大概以增加3000到4000新增的感染病例这么一个速度在上升最后是武汉加油，国内疫区的这个同胞保重平安。